You know, I'm going to go ahead and kind of tell my story while I post all these videos, my backstory, and how it kind of makes sense for me and to share it with everybody. Um, I don't like making YouTube videos. I never really thought I would. I've done it in the past, but on other random things, but I took them down, wasn't really ever interested, but I think it's time for, going through all this stuff, this community-oriented policing I'm dealing with. It's time for me to document and start exposing it. Growing up, ever since that I can remember being in kindergarten all the way through high school, I was bullied, picked on, teased. I fought them back, but they were relentless, man. All as far as I remember, as soon as I was in school as a kid, I tried to get on sports teams and play sports. They would not. I would go try out. They wouldn't let me play. They wouldn't ever let me make the tryouts. But every time we did sports events in school, especially in elementary, I was good at it. I would win all the damn sports events, man, in elementary school. Um, track. Uh, during PT, we'd always race the field, and, run on track or whatever, in elementary. Then we would have like an elementary contest each grade, each year, for everybody in each grade. And you would have to face them and jump over sticks, see who jumped the highest. I forget, man, but we did a lot of stuff, and I would win every year. But I don't think, for some reason, they didn't like it. And hell, man, I remember one boy, I was racing in a contest, and he was scared of beating me. Or, I'm sorry, of me beating him. And so he stuck his foot out to trip my ass, and I looked and saw it. I jumped over it and kept on going to the finish line. Then after I won, he went and told everybody I tripped his ass. And had everybody bullying me and believing him, but they bullied me before that. They kids won't take me out back. I'm like, all right. I'd be like, all right, let's go. I'd be in kindergarten talking about, let's go out back then, man. We go out back behind the damn barn. They do some damn karate on my ass. I'm sitting there trying to hit them back. Sorry, man. I've been working all day, and I've got a lot on my mind. But yeah, we'd be back here fighting, man. The damn teacher come back there and put me in timeout, because they blame it on me, and they're the ones that's been picking on me. I said, well, let's go then, let's fight, and I go out there and fight them. And but I'll always be the one that been lied on and started it, and but this went on. The reason I'm saying this story, man, is because I don't care about it no more. I'm grown now, but all throughout school, every year that I try to play sports, or hell, man, they would not let me on the damn teams. But I tried to go camping, or not camping, but like camping, but it was like Cub Scouts. And I tried to join Cub Scouts. My family wouldn't let me. I remember when I was in first or second grade, no, first grade, I think, yeah. My teacher told me, told my parents that I needed to be on some kind of kids medicine like Adderall, because I was like too rambunctious. I couldn't focus in class. I was real aggressive, wasn't paying attention, and I was like first grade. And they even held me back in first grade. I had to go to first grade twice because man, I got held back because I was never put on no medicine or nothing. And they picked on me a lot because I think as I was real shy, quiet kid. I had a lot of anxiety, and I dealt with a lot at home. I dealt with an alcoholic father. And his shit beat my mom all the time. man, just so much. And I lived with that day in, day out, because my friends always wanted to come over from school, but my family or my mom wouldn't let them come over because of my dad. Because he'd come home drunk, throwing shit. And he would do it in front of other people's friends and shit, or in front of other family members. Didn't care, man. So my mom was like, no, can't nobody come over. Uh, and when I say that, I'm not blaming. I'm not trying to place the blame on nobody. I'm just telling you my story. And and I was just real shy and quiet. And I don't know if that's why I was picked on a lot, but I always liked people. I always try to talk to people, be nice people, all throughout school. You know, and some people say, oh, he's too quiet, he's too shy, he's a quiet kid, he's a shy kid, he's weird, he has no friends, he's a loner and all that. No, I never was. I wanted to be around people. I like people, man. I want to talk, but everybody bullied me all the time. So when I'm in school, I ain't say nothing to no damn body. I didn't. I ain't want to talk to my man because of the way I've been treated every damn year at school. Everybody looking at me crazy and shit all the time. Every damn school that I went to. And I wondered if some of it, um, I wondered if some of it had to do with my family picking on me. Not my parents, but like step family, older members of the family. Because they had a lot of connections and ties to the community and everything. So it just makes me wonder. But as I got older, and not being medicated, because my parents was like, no, we're not going to put him on no medicine. We're not going to do this one. No, he don't need that stuff, And maybe in their head they might have been thinking like it might be bad or something, and they thought they were doing the right thing. But I don't know, they took me. I think they eventually took me somewhere, and because I was so rambunctious, I told my mother in like first grade that no, I'm fine, ain't nothing wrong with me, and I told the teacher that, and so they just, I mean, not the teacher, but the person she took me to, and they're like, okay, well, there ain't nothing wrong with you. They just let me go, and my mom was like, well, there's nothing wrong with them. I had wished, I didn't say that, but hell, I was a kid. I had wished that they would have made the counselor or whoever I seen, man, psychiatrist, kid psychiatrist, or whatever, kid's doctor, would have said like do this, you know. But I don't think. No, I went to like a learning disability person or something in the school, and they said supposedly I was fine, but they didn't take me to a psychiatrist, because I really couldn't focus then. I never really could pass school at all. Through all my grades, I barely passed, and I ended up dropping out of high school, man, as soon as I turned 18, because I got tired of it, man. I didn't want to be there, But then I started working, I stayed with a family, and I was working, and then I ended up leaving to get away from all my family and their negativity, man, because they were always on me about something, my relatives, my family, always on me about something. I always had to deal with my dad coming home on alcohol, being abusive, drunk, just putting us through hell. So I left and joined the Army because I wanted to get away from that. I wanted to better myself as a person, because I made mistakes. I've hung around the wrong people, done things I shouldn't have, getting in trouble, skipping high school, I mean, I ain't perfect, but I want to change, and I want to better myself, man. So I enlisted in the military, And I noticed a big difference being in the military and being away from everything. I didn't feel depressed or anxious or anxiety. I didn't have people bullying me everywhere I went. But I had to go back and get my GED just to join, so I pretty much had to graduate. I had to go back to the high school and do all this work and to get a GED and for weeks or no, for weeks or a couple months or something, but for a few months or something. But man, I learned a lot being in the military and away from everybody and able to reflect and look back on life. And then plus I learned a lot, grew a lot. And I wasn't perfect. I made some mistakes in the military, but nothing bad. I mean, I've learned my lessons, and it taught me a lot. And I got an Army Achievement Medal. I've got a E4 Specialist, award, certificate medal. I did some good things when I was in the Army, so I couldn't have been that bad of a person, But it makes me wonder if, because I grew up in, my father's side of the family, have a history of being in and out of jail, prison, drugs, and I'm not judging them. People make mistakes, but it makes me wonder if that's why I was put if I was put in this program at an early age, or if I had a relative, step family that has all these ties and connections that put me in it, or kind of put words in the people in the community to have me bullied all my life. And I'm not saying that happened. I'm not. I'm just sharing my story. Well, I think it may have had part of it, but that's for a little bit when I get deeper into this. But when I got out of the military, everything started happening again. And there's been times where I'm driving down the road, my fucking brakes go out, man. And this was years and years ago. Like, my brakes would go out. That shit happened 2 or 3 times. There'd be times I'd be driving down the road, one tire would go out. I have to get that replaced. The next time the other tire would go out. The next time the other tire would blow out. The next time the other one would blow out. And then there's been one where all the tires blew out on my ass at one time, man. I had to go get 4 new tires. And there's been several times my fucking brakes, man, I'd be going down the road and they would just give out. And I'd be going down a long ass hill. Crazy, man. Crazy as hell. And I got one family member claiming that the other family member did it. I mean, it could have been just a random accident, but I've had nothing but negativity a lot in my life, so it makes me wonder if it's a coincidence or not. It's too many back-to-back negativity in my life since I was a kid, up until I'm 35 years old now and still experiencing this shit. And when I really woke up to it was when I was store manager at my last job at a gas station. There was this girl that started working there. Well, I had dealt with problems being, I had a good manager and good crew. Well, maybe some of the crew kind of judged me or whatever, didn't like me, they didn't like working with me because they thought I was too quiet or boring. But that was because they judged me, man, and they bullied me. But the manager liked me. The store manager, she liked me. She helped me get promoted, and everything, man. And she left to go to another store. But when she left, for 3 years, man, it was bad. I had another store manager, and he brought his own crew in. Even though I was a manager, he would let his crew run all over me. Because because they had to bring in people for us since that manager left. And when he came in and brought all his people, man, they wanted to run us. They wanted to be the managers of the store, and we didn't know nothing, but we've been there for years. They knew everything. I mean, disrespectful, man. They were so disrespectful. And trying to set everybody up, seeing who they can trust so they can do negative things there. And I had to go to HR several times about it. They didn't do nothing. If I know what I know now, I would have sued them. But that was over a year and a half ago, I think. I don't know if I have time to still do that or not. But here we are. But anyway, when it really started happening was I was going to therapy and counseling for a while, and getting medication for anxiety, depression, PTSD, because I've been experiencing all these negative things all my life, man. And I've dealt with a lot of anxiety issues, and so I wanted to get help. I wanted to find out, why do I have all these problems, and I have no idea why. Why life is so against me. Why has my life got to be this hard, so hard? I'm 35 years old, man, and I'm still getting bullied. And it's like every time I stand up for myself, it gets worse and worse and worse. So I started going and getting help, man, thinking maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm negative towards people. Maybe I'm not a good person. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I need to have better social skills. Maybe I have social anxiety, and they're just taking me the wrong way. I kept blaming me for it, And I do have some social anxiety, man, from being bullied and shit and harassed all these years. So I was getting help, man, and uncovering stuff, going to a Children of Alcoholics program and counseling, and it helped me to uncover a lot about, my family dynamics, about myself, my own toxic dynamics I had. Not saying I'm perfect, and I talked a lot about family in my life, and it wasn't ever nothing bad about my family, but it's my own personal private counseling, so there's nothing wrong with it. But I had a family member, step family, hacking me, putting spyware and stalkerware on my phone. Family members put spyware on my phone, listening and invading my privacy, seeing what I'm talking about. Well, they haven't admitted to this, but it's obvious. And I guess they finally got tired and went and was showing everybody in the family things I've said about them or things I did about them. And this is counseling. I'm not there trying to put y'all down or anybody down, but this is my counseling. I have a right to my privacy and speak about things and get help. And maybe if I did say something negative, maybe the counselor will help change my view about it, because I wanted to see if it's me being negative towards some other party or if it's myself. And I don't think they liked it. But yeah, they're the ones hacking me, spying on me, and stalking me, cyber stalking me. And because for some reason they think that they have the right to do this to me. And I just don't think it's right. But sorry, I'm real anxious, trying to say all this stuff. But man, I was spending all my money for all this therapy, getting all this help for years, because I always felt bullied and harassed, and I always felt negative, depressed. It's like my brain, I have brain fog, my brain don't work, I can't think, and come to find out, once I had enough therapy and I awoke into everything, I started seeing how I awoke to seeing how people were doing me, treating me, and not just me, but other people, man. I realized working at that last job I had, people that I had on my Facebook you know, coming from the bars and stuff around me. They were watching my location on my Facebook, man, seeing when I was at work, when I wasn't at work, so they can come and group up and fuck with me, push my buttons. And I would get mad and let them push my buttons for the longest, man, because I didn't know. I was like, why is people pushing my buttons every day, man? Why do I feel like I'm being bullied, man? And finally I figured out, like, oh, they're watching my Facebook, they're seeing my location, so I turned it off. When I turned it off, boy, that's when shit started happening. And they was coming in, man, by the packs, man, trying to push my buttons and fuck with me. I could finally see for the first time what was going on. People in the community were stalking and harassing me, man. And it got worse because I found out what they were doing, and they were sharing all my shit on my phone, on Facebook, around to everybody at the bars and shit. Because I stood up to them, you know, I had to kick a few out, and I guess part of that was them get me back. But they had a negative image from me from the get-go, and I don't know why. Well, I know why now. It's because people calling the community around me, telling them shit. But it was kept quiet and under wraps for a long time until I stood up, figured it out, and then when I started speaking, and when I started speaking out about it, boy, everybody started coming out the woodworks. That's when the harassment started happening and the stalking. Because I started speaking out. Because they are trying to put a narrative on me, make me out to be this bad person that I'm not. I've made mistakes, yes. Am I perfect? No. By no means. But I have a side to my story too. And I will not be demonized. You know, and then, you know, they weren't able to affect me, and they was trying to make me quit and everything. And then this girl started working there. I think this was my first honeypot, or I don't know, but she was extremely nice to me, buying me shit at work all the time, coming in seeing me when I'm off, texting me. So I thought maybe, okay, she's real cool, you know, maybe she's genuine. And I asked her out, but because I was the manager, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I asked her out, but I told her if she doesn't feel comfortable because I'm a manager, that's fine. I didn't try to put no power over her or nothing. And she said, okay, all right, well, we'll go like next weekend. So I text her. I waited, text her because I see her every day at work. Man, and then for like the next 2 or 3 weekends, she kept blowing me off, and so I finally told her one day at work, man, because she'd be all over me every day in my space, all up over me, touching me, over me, hovering over me in my space. And I finally told her, I said, hey man, stop, man. Look, if you're not interested, that's fine. Just please leave me alone. You know, you're all in my space. I'm confused. I don't know what this is or what you mean. And she got mad, blew up, telling everybody that I'm lying, that or telling everybody, man, she's just being nice to me, and they're repeating it and shit. And or they're coming back and telling me, and I'm just like, what the fuck, you know? So, and her name was Alexis Garrett or something, man. So then she started coming in at work at night when I work, because I switched to overnights. I went ahead and just went to overnights just to get away from her, man. And she started coming in there a few times, and then she wanted me to take her home one night. So I thought, okay, well, maybe, you know, she's going to give me a chance, maybe, you know, because of the way she was getting back to me. You know, like, reeling me in. So I said, all right. But, then all of a sudden she started being hot and cold again and doing all them games, and it was texting me and stuff, man, and then acting all weird around me. So I finally told her, I was like, look, man, Because she kept talking to some dude on the phone around me where I could see it, and I'm like, but she's acting this way to me, and she's telling me all these things, and so I finally told her, I said, look, man, go talk to your boyfriend and leave me alone. And she got mad because I had called her outside as she was leaving the store. I poked my head out the back door and told her that. I said, hey, leave me alone. Go talk to your boyfriend. And she turned around. She said, what the hell are you talking about? And I said, you know, I took and shut the door, slammed it on her in her face. Because I had enough of it, man. Playing all them games and shit. So she called HR and was telling them all this stuff, trying to get me fired. That she didn't do none of that. But me being smart as a manager, I had a lot of times and dates down of when she was all over me and stuff in the store and want me to take her home and things she said, because there's audio on the cameras and stuff, and because I did that just in case, you know, this was going to happen, because I saw a few negative things from her on the get-go, and I was like, okay, just in case she's going to turn out to be one of them, you know, because I'd failed for her like a dummy. So I just said, I saved all my text messages too. So then the manager was on her side wanting to get rid of me. I think they were just doing that to try to set me up to get me fired anyway, and seeing what I would tell her. And so my manager told me to send him all my text messages. So I sent them to him. I also sent him dates and times for them to look at on the camera. He sent those in. Supposedly not. I don't know. Maybe, probably, maybe not. I don't care. But HR called down there and said, Johnny, I know you. You're a good person. We know you don't do the kind of stuff she's accusing you of. We did check the camera times, because he was a veteran too, and we're both veterans, so he had respect for me and knew that I wasn't that bad of a person. So he checked all the dates and times and said, yeah, man, you didn't do none of that. Your text didn't show that. She didn't have all the text, and you saved all yours, because my boss was trying to say I didn't save all mine, because I don't know what the hell all she said. So I saved all of mine, because she probably deleted the text that she sent me and was just showing my responses as if I'm texting her, but I had all my texts to prove otherwise. So they didn't do nothing, and she went off, man. When I came back to work the next day, she went off and threatened them that she was going to sue them. So if they didn't transfer her, so they transferred her like that day to another store, and she was mad, boy. But I think she was a feminist, and her mother was a nurse. She knows a bunch of people in the community. So apparently it came from somebody that she was going to get me back, since she couldn't get me fired and get her way. And I don't know if she was part of hacking my shit and sending it to my family to screw me over, or if she was a honeypot from something else. It's very confusing, but I do know I've had family stalking me, cyber stalking me online, installing stalkerware apps on my phone, because I found them. I found those stalkerware apps, and I would save them. I would screenshot them. I would save them and send them over, because for a long time, I had high ass phone bills for years, man. They'd be $300, $400, $500, $6 every damn month. And I'd call the phone company and be like, why is my phone bill that high? I have a $50 a month service or so much time. How did I use up all that time in one day or 1 week? You know, man. And they could never tell me why. But sometimes they would help me on the bill. Sometimes I couldn't afford to pay it back. But that's because I had family members hacking my phone and trying to pull all my data off my phone and seeing everything I do, causing 2-3 times the fucking data. So I always had problems with my damn phones, man. And I finally figured out why. But you know, man, my family, they would never help me. Like when I was bullied and shit and said shit about it, or tried out for sports I didn't make on team, they didn't say shit. They didn't care, man. They ain't do nothing, man. And I'm not saying I'm blaming them or that they're supposed to have been perfect. I'm not saying that. But it's like nobody cared, like, and then, with my family, my grandparents, my mom, if I speak up, if I have an opinion, if I have my own opinion, my own thoughts, my own personality, I'm a bad person. I'm wrong. If I get angry and express my anger, my anger, but not in a bad or abusive way, I'm a bad person. Like, I'm not allowed to have my own thoughts, my own opinions, my own beliefs at all. Anything I say is bad. It's wrong. I'm never. I'm ignored. I'm discarded. I mean, I've dealt with this all my life. I've dealt with this for years, and it's like they're always putting me down about shit. If I'm eating something, like just the other day, my mom and them ordered food, and I said I was going to order food. I didn't want to eat what they were eating. I just wanted to order my own food because I didn't want them to order me food. I appreciate the gesture, definitely. But I wanted to eat my own food, and my mom snapped, man. She got real negative and said, he's gonna have a goddamn heart attack. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Talking about me eating or whatever. I mean, shit. And she said, and they ain't got nothing good or positive to say about me, period. It's always negative. And man, they'll walk past my room and be like, I'm 35 years old, talking about, you need to clean up this goddamn room. Like, it's just a few things on the damn bed, man, and there ain't nothing on the damn floor, But I'm going through all this harassment, this community stalking and harassment. I'm fucking tired. I'm stressed the fuck out. When I'm not tired, I do clean my room and I do shit, And they won't let me wash my own clothes, man. Like, they always want to do it. And I'm not saying that I don't appreciate that or that, and I'm also not saying that they should do it or they have to do it or I expect them to, because I always liked washing my own clothes, especially when I was in the military. And like, no, I'm going to do it because I don't want you to mess this up, and you can't wash clothes, and you're not going to do it right, and you're going to mess my dryer and my washer up. You can't do nothing right. I'm like, okay, all right. But then they'll turn around and tell people, oh, I'll wash your clothes for you. I'll order you food if you want it. And I'm like, I don't always ask you for that. And if you do, I'm very appreciative. I don't expect that. I've told them many times, like, hey, I don't expect that. I'm working out, buy my own shit. But they always spin it around. And my grandmother, she comes in my room snooping through my shit. Because sometimes I'll clean my room, and she'll be like, no, I'm going to clean it because I want to clean it right, and I want to do it my way, and you won't do it right. And I'm like, what are you, like, seriously? So I'm just like, all right, whatever, man. And she'll, just so she can go through all my private, personal stuff, look at everything I buy, books or movies, and see if I'm not doing something I ain't supposed to, or watch something I ain't supposed to. Man, she goes through all my damn notebooks, my journals that I have journaled in about about what I've dealt with from them and their negativity towards me that I've journaled, or other personal private things. I mean, and it's nothing bad, you know, or my own beliefs about things, my own thoughts. It's not bad. But they go through it and they'll be like, oh, this fell out, and it'll be a piece of my journal of writing. And they'll ask me about it and be like, well, and I'll be like, why are you reading my journal? Well, I didn't do it on purpose. It just fell out when I picked up. No, it didn't. It did not. And then, or they'll open up my damn mail and say they didn't, or say it came like that, and it could have. Because I have gotten mail, open packages in the damn mail, or they'll cut the shit open. But they'll say, oh, we opened it up and looked inside. So what is that? You know, spy glasses, or, you know, a recorder? And I'm like, well, why'd you open it up and look inside? It's not your business. You don't respect me enough to have some privacy to be looking through my packages? Oh, well, it was open and it was wet, and I just wanted to make sure that, no, you didn't. You're lying. You can just set it down. I mean, they think they have to know all my privacy. And then telling everybody that I'm always dirty. I wear the same clothes, or I don't wash my clothes. Well, hell, y'all tell me not to, and I'll leave them sitting in there. So I have to find other clothes, you know. And I'm so tired and stressed from being harassed. There's been days, yeah, I wore the same pants a couple days. Yeah, I have. Especially if I'm off. Hell, I ain't doing nothing. You know, I clean myself up. I know how to take care of myself. I did it in the military. I did all this on my own. Y'all just stress me the fuck out, and I'm so tired. And y'all worry me to death about it, everything I do. Worry me about my weight and how I'm gonna have a heart attack. Hell, man, when I was on a diet, doing good with my diet, I was like 170 pounds, like, shit, 6 months ago. 6 months to a year ago, because I had gotten in real good physical shape again at the gym right before all this shit started happening. And when all this started happening, man, I had to go on medication just so I could deal with it. And I started gaining my weight back. But even when I was on a diet, I wasn't doing that right. That's bad for you. You know that they could hurt you whenever you get off your diet. You're just gonna gain all your weight back. I mean, negative, man. Them being hostile towards me. You know, and I've wrote them letters and shit trying to express my feelings to them, but then they get mad and take it personally, man. I asked my mom, like, well, hey, man, why are you so negative to me, man? Why you treat me like that? You know, I try to express to you what I went through growing up, and I'm not allowed to have feelings. And she's like, well, I went through more than you did, son. I went through more. Well, you didn't have to go through what I went through. Oh, really? So y'all left me to be raped and shit when I was a kid at these people's houses 2 or 3 times? And when I was 3, and people wondering why I have the issues at school, and I'm dealing with all that other shit. And so, yeah, I've been really insecure my whole life. I have, from going through all this shit, man. Not thinking I'm good enough and shit. I will admit it. I am. I still am and can be. But I've gotten a lot better. I have gotten better at it. You know, I'm starting to accept myself more from going to therapy, and starting to see that a lot of it's not me. You know, it's always been coming from other people doing this to me, and I'm finally figuring it out. And I know who I am as a person in my heart and on the inside. So that's how I'm able to accept myself, because I know in my heart I don't think about harming people or doing nothing wrong to people, whether they believe that or not. You know, I don't think about doing nothing to people, hurting people. And they don't have to believe it. They can sit and they can stalk me, harass me, They can slander my name to the damn community and have them harass me on it, and have me on some kind of fake ass unconstitutional watch list. But I know who I am, whether they believe that or not. Whether it's and whether they want to believe me or not, it doesn't matter. It's what matters in my heart who I am. And they say only God, can read your heart. Only God knows your heart, and they don't know my heart. They don't know what's in it. They only know what they've been told and what they see. So they're looking for that, and that's fine. You can do that. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to try to change what you think of me. That's fine. I'm not going to change you. I'm not going to change you. That's fine. That's too easy. And but no one has the right to tell you, like, it doesn't matter what somebody else has been through. It doesn't mean that you're not as valid as them. I mean, of course, what someone else goes through, it does matter, and it was real, and I'm not denying that, and I'm not blaming them. But it's like, I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, hey, man, what about me? Why is it all about you? You dropping us off everywhere when we was kids because you didn't want us to be there all the time. Every weekend or every chance they got, man, they did not want me there at the house. Man, they would dump me off at my grandparents, at my friends. But now I will say there was a lot of times I wanted to go to my friends too. I'm not blaming them, but I'm telling you, man, the shit I went through, and they refuse to acknowledge it, and that's fine. I'm not gonna be mad at them and blame them. I'm mad because they want to harass me and stalk me, and have everybody in the community to stalk me, and getting everybody in on it, calling all my damn jobs. Talking to all my damn friends, talking to everybody in the damn family, telling them whatever rumors and smear campaigns that they're telling them, and then don't nobody know. Nobody knows nothing. They all want to tell you some slick ass shit, but I don't know what you're talking about. But they want to tell you some slick ass shit, and all of a sudden they don't know. Oh, you're crazy. You're deluded. I ain't crazy. Because I'm being stalked and harassed, I'm crazy. But if other people go and report it, the police go and check it out. But I'm the crazy one. And so now I have to go put police on the fucking Brady list because they can't do their damn jobs and give equal protection. But and then, man, my family, they're always trying to set me up and shit. Like I remember one time, when my family was like, hey, like, it'll be dumb shit. Like, they'll hack my accounts and see if I'm broke, and then they'll go around telling everybody, oh, he's broke. He's broke. I guarantee it. Just watch. I'll ask them because they done hacked my shit. Looking at my shit, and then he'll ask me because they know they got me all on the phone listening to me and shit through my phone, or and you're like, hey, son, you got any money? I'm like, no, I'm broke, man. I'm waiting till I get paid next. Oh, I thought so. I knew it. I knew you were broke. Okay, well, good for you. I bet you did. I bet you hacked my shit and knew it. So you can go tell everybody and have me confirm it for you. So you can't tell everybody that really you hacked my shit. But they knew because they hacked my shit. And I remember one time, hell, there's been times where I'll be stopped all damn time, pulled over, police being angry at me and shit, like I done did something wrong, like I don't know what the fuck that they've been told. And hell, one time I got stopped, man, because I didn't, my license plates were out of date, and I didn't have the money. I was paying child support, trying to pay child support. I didn't have insurance. I mean, shit, I ain't gonna lie. And I noticed, you know, they would probably, I guarantee that they was reading my shit, saying that I had to pay my shit online because I got emails and shit about it. And then I get asked that same day something about, oh, is your license plates out? Or they'll sit there and watch my car every single day, family, sit and watch my car to see if my damn license plates are renewed every day. They always know. Somehow they just know that I need new license plates. And I think they've either hacking my shit or they're watching or both. And so they'll ask me, I'm like, oh no, man, I'm saving up money to, you know, so I can get insurance and everything, and get money to pay it off. That's why I'm going to work and everything, trying to pay bills and child support. Well, next thing I know, I'll be driving down the damn street. Somebody took a picture of me in my car and sent it to somebody, to the damn police, and said, hey, this guy is driving with license out. What? Like, and it had me with my damn arm on the damn side like this, of my damn window, driving down the street. Somebody knew when I was leaving and where I was going and took a picture as I drove by them. I mean, that was set up. So then I had to go to court over that. But luckily, I got the money and paid it, and I wasn't in trouble. Things happen. But I've had nothing but incidences like that my whole life. My whole life being hard. And life shouldn't be this hard. I know there's good and bad in life. There's ups and downs and all that good shit. But life shouldn't be this hard. It should not be this hard every single day. Your entire life. Like, something's wrong, man. Something's not right about that. Something is not right about that at all. And, something's got to change. Something's got to give.